Could the fears of war spark the next crypto crash, or worse, trigger a global recession? Markets just dove. Safe haven assets just jumped. And headlines? They're shouting World War III. Whether you're worried or thinking ahead, you need a strategy, not a panic button. Welcome to JRNY TV, where we decode the headlines so you can act smart, not emotional. On today's episode, we're going to break down what's fueling the market turmoil, from rising Middle East tensions and global nuclear fears to US intervention whispers. We'll explore if war could really cause a bear market, how deep that dip may go, and what it means for your crypto and dollar cost averaging plan. Stick with me. It's not about the fear. It is about being prepared and ready to benefit when things settle. Why markets are crashing on war fears. Global tensions are rising fast, and markets, they are reacting in real time. Over the last couple of weeks, crypto and stocks alike have taken a hit as war fears have spread across the media. Reports of drone attacks, missile strikes, and growing unrest in the Middle East and Eastern Europe have all sparked a sharp risk-off move in the markets. Bitcoin dropped nearly 10% in just 2 days, and over $1 billion in crypto liquidations hit the market almost instantly. This is not just noise. The threat of World War III, or even a limited nuclear conflict, has investors on edge. Major headlines are calling out rising tensions between nuclear powers and the political leaders. They're throwing around serious rhetoric. Anytime you see WW3 trending on social media, markets take that seriously. And crypto, being a high-risk asset, it feels it the hardest. That's why we're seeing Bitcoin and altcoins dip, while gold and stable assets see a flight to safety. The fear factor alone is enough to crush the momentum. When investors feel uncertainty about global stability, they stop buying risk and they start protecting their capital. That causes a cascade. Volume drops, sellers take control, and technical support levels break. And even though nothing may have officially happened just yet, the emotional impact of fear is already triggering short-term sell-offs. But here's the thing, and there's always a thing. These sell-offs are usually short-lived. Usually things escalate into a true global war scenario. The market tends to rebound as the panic fades. Right now, we're looking at a temporary shakeout fueled by headlines and fear. If the situation de-escalates, crypto could bounce back just as fast as it dropped. So the big question becomes, how real is this threat of war? Could World War III actually happen? It is the question everyone is quietly asking. Are we actually heading toward a full-scale World War III? Right now, there's a lot of posturing, military movement, and aggressive rhetoric. Most experts agree that no major power actually wants a global conflict. Nuclear war is a last resort that would be catastrophic for all sides. Countries like the US, Russia, China, and Iran are more interested in power positioning and economic influence than all-out destruction. That said, just because no one wants it doesn't mean it can't happen. Miscommunication, false flag events, or accidents can all lead to unintended consequences. We've already seen near misses with NATO and Russia, as well as Israel's conflict in Iran, all pushing new boundaries. The fact that conversation is even happening right now shows how fragile the geopolitical landscape really is. The markets aren't just reacting to what's actually happening, they're reacting to what might happen. Fear trades, they don't care about logic. They care most about headlines. And those headlines are intense right now. As long as uncertainty is lingering, we're going to see volatility spiking. But again, it is important to remember that most of this situation is speculation. And historically, markets recover once the worst case scenarios don't play out. So is World War III likely? Probably not. Hopefully not. But the threat of regional wars, sanctions, those cyber attacks, and economic warfare, bet it is all very real. It is enough to rattle the markets, especially during key inflection points like altcoin season or right before major Fed decisions. So being prepared is not about panic. It is about planning smart while everyone else is emotional. Would World War III trigger a bear market in crypto? Okay, so if a major global conflict like World War III did break out, the markets would almost definitely panic in the short term. Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, they would all very likely see an immediate sell-off, especially as investors would rush to cash or safe assets like gold and the US dollar. We saw similar moves during past geopolitical shocks like the Russia-Ukraine war. Bitcoin dropped quickly before rebounding once panic had settled. But the key point here is short-term pain. Long-term, crypto actually thrives during times of distrust in governments, traditional finance, and centralized systems. If war disrupts fiat currencies or international banking rails like SWIFT, decentralized systems like Bitcoin become much more attractive. That's why some analysts believe a war-driven crash could actually accelerate long-term crypto adoption. It all comes down to how bad things get and for how long. Another big factor would be regulation. Those governments, they may use war as a justification to crack down on decentralized networks in the name of security, which could add short-term pressure. But at the same time, any move like that would validate crypto's original purpose, freedom from centralized control. In a weird way, conflict could prove just how badly the world needs crypto. At the end of the day, a global war would rattle everything. Stocks, real estate, you name it, even stablecoins. But history shows us that markets bounce back, and often much quicker than people expected. So while World War III fears may bring temporary dips, strong hands, good strategies, and long-term conviction usually comes out ahead. How to prepare and protect yourself. All right, let's be real. No one can predict the future, but you can be ready for it. If a global conflict or black swan event does hit, having a strategy ahead of time is what separates the winners from the panic sellers. Start with the basics. Dollar cost average into your long-term bags like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or whatever projects that you believe in. Build positions slowly and avoid going all in during times of hype or fear. Next up, be sure to keep some stable coins or cash on the sidelines. Those are underrated. If markets crash hard, you will want dry powder ready to scoop up bargains. A lot of generational wealth is made during bear markets, not when everything is pumping. Do make sure that your portfolio can handle the volatility and do not hold assets you cannot stomach seeing drop 50% overnight. This is crypto. Bet it moves fast in both ways. Now's also the time to get connected. Be sure to join communities like Trade Hero, where you can share ideas, spot early trends, and avoid the panic decisions. When chaos hits, having a support network is everything. You'll be surprised how much better your strategy becomes when you are not trying to navigate the seas of crypto alone. And finally, stay mentally prepared. Realize that global tensions, scary headlines, and FUD are all a part of the ride. But if you've got a game plan, patience, and strong conviction, you'll come out stronger on the other side, no matter what happens in the world. Stay sharp, stay ready. So yeah, things feel shaky right now, to say the least. Between global tensions, crypto volatility, and nonstop headlines, it is easy to feel overwhelmed. But this is exactly the kind of environment where smart investors get ahead. If you stick to your plan, you keep learning, and you avoid emotional decisions, you will be miles ahead when the dust settles. Don't wait until everything is pumping to start paying attention. Do the work now, stay plugged in, and be ready to strike when the moment comes. Be sure to join Trade Hero community if you haven't already. This is where we navigate chaos together, find the early alpha, and build during those dips. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We drop real-time updates and deep dives every single week. This is JRNY TV, and we will see you in the next one.